Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Trailbreaker from Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy. Really nice artwork here on this side of the box. I think that looks really sharp. Over here you have that kind of standard Earthrise pick that we have on the side of all of these. Not too much going on the top or bottom. Spin around to the back, you get to see robot mode, vehicle mode. We've already had Hoist in Wave 1, so obviously this is a slight remold of Hoist into Trailbreaker, which is kind of funny because back in G1 it was the other way around. But yeah, so pretty excited for this guy. Should be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Trailbreaker out of the packaging. Very cool. Very G1 accurate, very cartoon accurate, which I like. Is a lot of black. He's definitely a ton of black. A little bit of gray, silver, and red to break it up. Even the face is pretty much all black except for the blue visor. But again, that was cartoon accurate. He looks good. I really like him. It's pretty much exactly the same as the Hoist mold. Obviously, the head sculpt's different, and this little bit in the back here is different. Head's on a ball joint, up and down, side to side. No problems there. The shoulder is like the only part of this mold I don't really like. It was exactly the same with Hoist, but you have a swivel here, and then you have a like pin swivel here, and unfortunately you can't bring the arm at the shoulder forward. It can only move this way forward, and if you want to have him hold something out, you got to bring that whole piece out as well, which is kind of a bummer. I don't mind the little kibbly wing bits. I actually think they look kind of neat. I just wish they had like out to the side articulation, and I wish the shoulder could come forward. Now you do get the elbow bend, so that's at least something, but I don't like that you can only swivel this to the side here or bring the whole piece forward. That's kind of a bummer. Not a huge deal breaker or anything like that, but that's like my only complaint about the mold. You do have a bicep swivel, a little over 90 degrees in the elbow. You do have a wrist swivel that can move around like that. Here in the waist, side to side, you can pretty much 360 actually. Hips kick forward. Can't kick back because it kind of hits into there. That's about as far back as it can go, but it can go out to the side. You have a thigh swivel. You have kind of two knees, which is interesting. Not really sure why he needs two knees, but he has it. And then he's got the ankle tilt. So again, I think he looks great. I love these little accessories on the back as well. They're on hinges back here, so that moves like that. And then they just fold all the way back later on for the transformation. So I do appreciate those. Overall, I think he looks good. I just really, like I said, the shoulders are the only part that bummed me out. Now, he does have some accessories. He's got this piece. Earthrise wouldn't be complete if it didn't have some kind of shell formery piece, it seems these days. You can have him hold it as a shield if you like. You can have him put it on the side of his forearm as a shield. I don't personally love this look, but you can do it. It feels a little loose on the side of the arm there, which is kind of a bummer. If you just want to store it, you can just plug it into the back. There's a little kind of T-peg right there, and you just take this and you can see the T-peg slot, and you just pop that right on there, and there you go. You can just store it right on the back. You hardly even notice it. That's what I choose to do. He's also got this connector piece. You can pop this over his fist to get that classic G1 look that he only has one hand. And then there you go. You can use that for, I think this is what he used for his force field generation. So you're going to want him to create force fields with that. Looks pretty cool. Also, just for fun, here is Hoist. You can see the similarities in the mold. I mean, really, the head's different, and the back pieces are slightly different. For the rest of it, it's pretty much the same, but I don't mind it. They're both cool. I like having both of them, but I just wanted to do a fun little comparison there. But yeah, Hoist is pretty much the same mold. But yeah, I like him. I think Trailbreaker looks good. Don't really have any complaints. Let's go ahead, let's get into transformation. Alright, so I've gone ahead and removed the hand accessory because that will not be part of the transformation. So we're going to come around to the back. Whether you've clipped this on or not, you should probably clip it on at this point. And then you're going to hinge it down like so. You're actually going to kind of unhook this whole piece. You can see how that kind of clipped onto this red tab down here. And you're going to flip these down and then close it back up. And then you're going to bring this out, and you can see how there's kind of like a double hinge there, right here and right here. And just kind of make sure there's enough room so that you can rotate the head back. And that's going to go back. You need to, rotate that bar out so that can clear. And then that's going to come around and go like that. And then this will just kind of hang out there for now. You're going to turn the arms at the bicep swivel in 90 degrees like so, and then kind of rotate these up like that. You can bring the arms out like this so they're not in the way. Unhook the front of the car and kind of bring this up again for clearance. Then you're going to make sure this is out of the way as well. You probably have to move the arms a little bit as you go just to make sure this comes down and that goes there like that. This comes down like that as well. At this point, you can bring this down and kind of bend it down so that this kind of fits in. And then there are two little tabs that tab in underneath. If you can see them, it is right there and right there. So that just pegs in on both sides. And now you have the whole back of the car pretty much done. At this point, you're going to rotate this up. And this has to, you can kind of see, well, maybe you can. Down in here, there's a little groove right here where my finger is, and this has to go flush into it. So you're going to want to flip this up and push it in. I like to bring the hips down so I have something to kind of push against. And then you want to push that, and you'll hear it kind of click into place. At this point, you can make sure if you had the ankles tilted that they are straight so that you can flip this around. There's two tabs right here and here, and they're going to tab in to these little spots right there, and I apologize, it's kind of hidden, but you can see the tab hole right there and right there. So when you bring this around, that's going to tab in right like that. And then you can see there's two more tab spots right here and here, and that's going to tab in right there and there. So you're going to bring this up. This is going to tab in. It's really giving me some issues. I don't know why. Alright. Apparently it doesn't like me doing it. Alright, so I'm going to figure out what's going on. But basically, you can see there's tabs right here, and they're going to go in there. And then there's a tab right there, and it's going to go right there. So there you go. Popped right in as soon as I turned the camera off. Not a problem. But you can see that'll be pegged in there. That will be pegged into the side of that as well. And then you basically have the entire back of the truck finished off. So very done, very close to being finished here. Bring these kind of down. You're going to bring this down and clip this into place. And then you kind of want to push these up, but it's kind of weird. Like sometimes it'll get stuck and you have to make sure that the hands are at the right angle so they clear. So kind of push that in, and then there you go. So that'll be all the way up. And then the fists will be just tucked underneath so that when you sit it down, you won't have any trouble with clearance. And you can see it rolls very nice. I think the truck looks pretty sharp. I like the little stripes. Very indicative of his alt mode, very 80s. But looks pretty cool. Rolls very nice. There's a lot of empty space up here, which you would think maybe you can do something with this. The directions don't really say anything as far as like storing this. Obviously, you can just peg it in up here if you want. I think that's what you're meant to do. Now, if you bought the Centurion drone pack, and you have the accessory of the satellite dish right here, you can peg this in. Apparently this is meant for him, and I was trying to figure out you know, what is this from? And then I remembered there's one scene in the More Than Meets the Eye 3-parter where they're on an espionage mission and Trailbreaker has a satellite dish out and Spike and Sparkplug are like having tea on a tree log or a tree stump, and they're just like spying on the Decepticons. So that's what this is for. That one scene, that one time, you can recreate it with this satellite dish. So there you go. If you bought the Centurion drone with the accessory pack, you can recreate that. Otherwise, you could just peg this in, or you could peg in any other accessories you have. They're all the same peg size. So any other guns or weapon masters or battle masters or target masters, whatever you want to call them, should fit in there as well. So pretty cool. I like the little truck mode. I think it looks pretty sharp. So there you have it. So I think Trailbreaker's pretty good. He's not perfect, but I think he's fun. I just take issue with the shoulders. I wish there was something they could have done there to make them work a little bit better. I don't mind these like kibbly wing pieces. I just don't want to have to move them all the time when I want to move the arm in a certain angle. If they could just hang back and I didn't have to deal with them at all, I would have no problem with them if I had complete shoulder movement. But like I said, it's the exact same with Hoist because they are the exact same figure. As far as the mold, they're like 90% the same. I think the only difference is the back stuff in the head. Otherwise, the rest of the toy is pretty much exactly the same. So, but I liked Hoist. I like Trailbreaker. If for some reason you didn't like Hoist, if you had problems with that mold, then obviously I would stay away from Trailbreaker. But yeah, I think they're both pretty good, and I'm happy to have Trailbreaker finally in the collection. I think he looks pretty good. I was thinking about the other day how different these are from the IDW ones we got back in, I guess it was the Thrilling 30 back then. And when I got those back in the day, I remember thinking, oh, we finally have Generations, Trailbreaker, and Hoist, and I was all excited. And I go back and look at them now, and they're so vastly different. Like, this is G1 Trailbreaker. That other one was not. Not that that other one was bad, it just wasn't really Trailbreaker. This one very much is Trailbreaker, and I think it looks really cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.